So coming to the next soil type is laterite soil. Laterite soil. Okay. Laterite soils in India are found in the eastern Ghats of Odisha, the southern parts of Western Ghats, Malabar coastal plains and Ratnagiri of Maharashtra and some parts of Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Meghalaya, western parts of West Bengal. These are the areas where, or the places where we can find these soils, laterite soils. Okay. Laterite soils are formed by decomposition. Decomposition. What is the meaning of decomposition? Decay, we say. If dead plants and animals die, plants die, after some days we say it got decay, we say decay. Okay, decaying of animals, plants, that is called decomposition. So laterite soils are formed by decomposition, because of which they are found in black soil regions having heavy rainfall. So they are found in heavy rainfall region, means black soil regions, and these rocks are completely leached out. Leached out means drained away, or we say washed away, having a high proportion of iron and aluminium as residue. Residue means some left parts or some remainings. You know, after washing away, because of heavy rainfall, many things will be washed away along with the soil. Okay, so along with the soil, some things are washed away, and we get, after when the rain stops, we get some remaining, some parts of iron and aluminium over there. Some remainings of aluminium and iron over there. Because of high temperature and rainfall, this black soil converts to laterite soil. Okay, so laterite soils are actually formed by decomposition, decaying, because of which they are found in black soil regions having heavy rainfall. Because of heavy rainfall, materials are drained away, leached out. So some residues or some remainings of materials like iron and aluminium are found there, and because of this high temperature and heavy rainfall, black soil gets converted to laterite soil. The laterite soils in India are not fertile. The quality is not good, not fertile at all, and are not suitable to agriculture. If it is not fertile, if it is not good quality, farmers won't able to grow crops over there. Agriculture is not possible in that type of soil. They are coarse in texture. C-O-A-R-S-E, coarse in texture means they are so rough, not smooth. Okay, and poor in nitrogen, phosphoric acid, potash and urea. These are all minerals present in rock or in the soil. These kind of minerals are completely absent, means very poor, very less we can see in this soil. These soils are red in color. Why? Because of the presence of iron. Then plants like cashew grow well along with tapioca. So cashew, tapioca, these kinds of plants grow well in this laterite soil. These soils are also used as building materials in India. Okay, I told you in the beginning itself, soils we use for construction purposes. So these soils are suited for that. But agriculture can be practiced only with the help of fertilizer. These soils are suitable for building purpose and all, but for agriculture it is not that good. Why? Because fertility or quality is very less. If we add some fertilizer, means some natural substance to improve the quality, if we add something like that, then we can grow crops where in this laterite soil. Okay, so that's about laterite soil. And plants like tea, coffee, rubber, fruits like plums, apples, these all things grow here actually, provided we have to give some kind of fertilizers, good fertilizers to improve the quality of the soil. Okay. So far we learned about major types of soil. Soil, its formation, then major types of soil. So which are the major soil types we learned, children? We learned about, first one is mountain soils. Okay. We learned about mountain soils and what are crops grown in this soil, etc. Isn't it? Then next one is alluvial soil. Alluvial soils. Second type of soil. We learned about alluvial soils. Then the third one is, we learned about black soils, which are very rich in nutrients, or sorry, minerals we say, isn't it? Black soil. Then we learned about, yes, after black, red soils we learned, isn't it? Then we learned about desert soils. Okay. Then last, one more soil we learned, which is that it is called laterite soil. Isn't it? So these are the major soil types we learned. Mountain soils, alluvial soils, black soils, red soils, desert soils and laterite soils. Or what kind of soil they are, how much fertility is there, to improve the fertility, what all things we need to add, or the crops that grown well in these soils, etc. These all things we learned, isn't it? So these are the major types of soil we learned. Now next is, we are going to learn about soil conservation. Means how we can protect the soil. How we can protect the soil. Nowadays what is happening, you know, soil is getting damaged or it is getting contaminated, we say. Soil is becoming impure. Why? Because of the human activities. Man cutting off trees, dumping wastes from industries and house wastes we are dumping on outside here and there. It is getting mixed with the soil, isn't it? This plastic sand all mixed with the soil, and soil is getting damaged. So naturally the soil's fertility, the quality is losing. So what is happening? Soil is getting contaminated. So we need to conserve, or we need to protect the soil. Let's see how. Okay. So the removal of topsoil. Topsoil. What do you mean by topsoil? Actually, the plants grow on the topmost layer of the soil. Plants mainly grow on the topmost layer of the soil. So that is topsoil. The removal of topsoil by the action of water or wind is known as soil erosion. By heavy rain or wind, what happens, you know? They carry out all the nutrients from the soil, we say. All those things that soil contains, they washes away. So the removal of this topsoil by heavy rain, wind, it is called soil erosion. So when soil erosion happens, what it reduces the quality of the soil, or soil's fertility will lose. So it can be reduced by a number of methods of soil conservation. That's why we need to conserve the soil, we say. Because of soil erosion, we need to protect it, or we need to conserve it. We have to protect the soil from soil erosion. There are some methods for that. These include the planting of windbreaks or belt of trees, we say. Belt of trees. If we do this, then we can protect the soil from soil erosion. Belt of trees along the edges of field which reduce soil erosion from wind. To protect the crops from wind, heavy wind, what farmers do, you know, they plant rows of trees, or we say bushes, so that the crops get protected from heavy wind. Belt of trees, row of trees we say, or row of bushes we say. Okay. Soil erosion can lead to lack of vegetation, then lack of structure in the surface of the ground. So because of soil erosion, soil fertility will lose. We won't be able to plant trees over there. That means lack of vegetation happens. These problems can make the erosion itself worse, leading to more problems. Okay, soil erosion creates lot of problems. Soil fertility lose completely, then lack of vegetation, lack of the structure in the surface of ground. Okay, the structure, soil structure may lose because of soil erosion, because heavy wind, rain carries away all the main soil things, drained away. It will drain off. So what happens? It results in losing the main content of the soil, quality of the soil. That is soil erosion. So to protect soil from this condition, we can do some methods. Mainly we should stop cutting of trees, dumping waste here and there. Whatever we can do, that we should take care, isn't it? So I told you this is soil erosion and how we can protect soil from soil erosion, like by planting row of trees or belt of trees, isn't it? Okay. Now we will learn about two types of soil erosion. Two types of soil erosion. So children, soil erosion is of two types. There are two types of soil erosion. Two types of soil erosion. Two types. Okay. One is normal or geological erosion. We say normal or geological erosion. Let's see what is that. Erosion effects are not visible on the land surface, nor are soil productivity adversely affected. With our naked eye, we won't be able to see what really happened. It's not visible actually. Okay, that effect is in this type of soil erosion, which is that normal. It is normal only. That erosion happened, that we won't be able to know. Actually, in quantitative terms, in quantity if we speak, the amount of soil lost through erosion is equal to the amount of soil formed. So there is no profit, no gain, we say, because whatever amount of soil is lost, that amount of soil we are getting back. That's why we said it is normal soil erosion. That erosion type we won't be able to see actually, means the amount of soil lost, we get back that amount of soil back. So that type of erosion is called normal soil erosion or geological soil erosion. So next is accelerated erosion, the other type. Second type is accelerated soil erosion. The effects of erosion are visible on the ground surface and the rate of soil loss is greater than the rate of soil formation. Here the soil formation is greater. How much loss? We will get back the same thing. Accelerated in this type of soil erosion, it is seen, oh, lost, gone. We can see that by seeing the surface of the soil itself. Okay, so rate of soil loss is greater here. Second is accelerated. The rate of soil loss is greater here. So because of these problems, we need to conserve the soil, or we say soil conservation is very important. So we are going to learn that soil conservation, how we can protect the soil from this erosion, from these problems. Okay, soil conservation is the act of keeping the soil in place and healthy. Soil conservation means to conserve the soil, to keep the soil in that place. We won't allow it to wash away, drain away. We won't allow it to lose. Okay, we want to keep the soil healthy. Soil and water conservation often go hand in hand. Both will go hand in hand, we say. Both soil and water are very much important for our living, for plants, animals, and for human beings. Soil is very important. At the same time, water is also very important. So go hand in hand to help maintain the balance needed in the earth for people to live on and thrive. Thrive means to prosper, to grow nicely. Okay. Where erosion is taking place or the soil is becoming contaminated with metals, acids, or through overuse, it becomes lost. This, soil is getting contaminated, becoming impure or polluting, while soil get mixed with this kind of metals or acids. How these metals, acids are there in the soil, soil happens to mix with these things because of human activities, dumping waste from industries, dumping this household waste and all local waste disposal. Because of these things, soil gets mixed up with this metals, acids and all, and soil gets contaminated or polluted. Okay, and what is happening actually, the real quality of soil is getting lost, and this in turn means that an important source of food. See, we are having food daily. We need food to live, isn't it? From where we get this food? We get food from plants and animals. Simply we won't get the food, isn't it? Plants and animals means they need soil, isn't it? Plants, we plant in the soil only. If farmers cultivate crops, then only we will get all this food to eat. If soil is not good to cultivate, they won't be able to do anything, and there will be shortage of food, isn't it? So it affects the source of food. Carbon dioxide fighting plants. If more trees are there, then we get pure air, or say pure oxygen. If human activities includes cutting of trees also, they used to cut trees for building lands and all, isn't it? If more trees are cutting down, what happens? Trees won't be there more. Then actually trees always absorb the carbon dioxide, the polluted air, and they give out pure air, oxygen. So oxygen is, we need oxygen to breathe. We need pure air. So if we are going on cutting the trees, what happens? We won't get fresh air, isn't it? Then shade and cover is lost with it, isn't it? Cutting of trees is also a problem for soil erosion. If trees are there, it will hold the soil. Okay, the draining away thing won't happen. Roots of plants, especially grass, provide hold to the soil. Grass plants, small plants, grass, it holds the soil like anything. So roots of the plant, if roots really hold that full tree or full plant, we say, okay, roots of trees hold the soil together and prevent the top layer getting washed away. Root of the plant hold the soil and prevents the top layer to get washed away during this heavy rains and all. So trees and plants it should be. Okay, so because they prevents soil erosion. The roots holds the plant or tree. So the top layer of the soil won't lost. Row of trees or shelter belts are planted to protect the soil. As I told you earlier, row of trees, shelter belts. Why? They are used to protect the soil actually. Okay, so we always remember, children, don't allow anyone to cut the trees. Instead, we should plant the trees to prevent soil erosion. We need to conserve the soil. Okay, so soil is very important. We need soil for many things. It is an essential part of our terrestrial ecosystem, we say. What is ecosystem? It's all the living things, plants, animals, human beings interact with each other and living in an environment. It is ecosystem. Okay, so in this ecosystem where we are living, we need all these natural resources, we say. Soil, water, these are all natural resources. So soil is very important natural resource. So we must take good care of soil. We need to protect the soil. Okay, so when we cut trees, topsoil is washed off. That's why we won't allow anyone to cut the trees. Instead, we plant trees. Okay, so these are the main things we learned in the lesson. Okay, so let us see. It's time to recall. Let us see what are things, main points of this lesson. Okay, it's time to recall. Let us see the main points of the lesson. The topmost fertile layer of the earth's surface is called soil. The topmost layer of the earth's surface. It is nothing but soil where the plants are grown. Okay. Soil is made through the breaking of rocks. I told you, weathered rocks means breaking of rocks. Big rocks get breaks into small rocks and soils are forming. Red soils develop on granite and gneiss rocks under low rainfall condition. Then red soil got its color due to the presence of iron in that. Then alluvial soils. They are called alluvial soil because materials deposited by these glaciers, rivers, sea waves are called alluvium, and the soil made up of alluvium is called alluvial soils. The soils of Rajasthan, Haryana and the South Punjab are sandy, means desert soil they are. Sandy means desert soil. Okay.